Hello, ladies and gents. Hagbard Celine here. It's a beautiful and brisk Wednesday afternoon here in Oregon, and I have a lovely short video to share with you. In the spirit of keeping it light and keeping it short, I'm just gonna roll it from here. You guys will probably recognize this young lass.
Hi, Internet.
Oh, fuck. Hi, Talisha.
Sorry for being away for so long.
Trust me, you really weren't missed that much.
I was busy with my master's degree,
Well, everyone, it's official. University degrees are useless. If Talisha has a master's degree, you can go ahead and use yours for fucking toilet paper.
and then I went overseas for a little while.
Yeah, I'm sure Bering would have deeply appreciated if you'd just stayed overseas.
As I was getting ready to film this video today, I came to this realization probably a little late in the day
Holy shit, Talisha, you prepare for these things? It doesn't show. You do know that, right?
that it's super easy to lose focus of the heart of an issue when you get defensive.
You still think there's a heart to your issue?
And I realized that the last few videos I've made, I've completely lost sight of the core of feminism, which is essentially gender equality.
No, that is just the guise that most feminists try and hide behind. In reality, feminism is clearly a movement for the social, political, and economic advancement of women. Just women.
Through getting defensive, and that I've spoken much more about sort of men and women as segregated and as different entities or opposing forces when that's essentially not what feminism's about.
You see, Talisha, we in the know call what you're doing right now backpedaling.
And not what it's about to me. It's sort of like when the Gillard government was in power, and instead of talking about like the ACE policy or some of the ACE policies that they'd been implementing, they just got like sucked into this fear mongering of the opposition, and then all of a sudden no one was talking about policies being implemented. People were just talking about like some fear campaign.
She says, without seeming to realize that feminism is essentially a gigantic fear campaign.
So, in light of this late in the day revelation, I just wanted to sort of like bring the focus back and talk briefly about, like everyday issues of feminism, or the way that we can view feminism and gender equality on an everyday sort of basis. Like,
You know, when I first heard of the website Everyday Feminism, I thought it was a Poe, and now that I hear many feminists saying we need to bring feminism to an everyday level, all it reminds me of is the little books of verses that they used to hand out at AA. Again, you guys are paralleling a religion. You appear to have the same style and approach as most of these religious groups. Listen and believe, am I right, lads?
I understand that people are just people, and they're, trying to do the best that they can with what they've got, and people are just trying to be kind and generous to others. But, I still think that gender inequality persists in our society and around the world. I think that men are overrepresented and underrepresented in some fields, and likewise for women, overrepresented and underrepresented in some.
Talisha, dear, what you're describing right now is equality. If men and women are both over and underrepresented in respective fields, that's choice feminism. You've won already.
But I think it's really important that we keep focus of what feminism is about, and we don't get defensive, and we don't blame one person or one idea or one subset of people or whatever.
If you had even the slightest goddamn idea about the texts that make up the body of the ideological principles of feminism, you would fucking know that that's impossible. They do blame one idea. They blame the patriarchy. The patriarchy is inherently made of men. Work that out in your little brain, Talisha.
And instead, when we're walking about in our everyday lives, we're, seeing issues of gender inequality, great and small, for men and for women. And we're asking ourselves really important questions about, what does this mean? Is this inequality? How can I fix it? How can I address it?
Well, Talisha, that ought to keep you really fucking busy, shouldn't it? Because according to most people, everything is sexist. Absolutely everything in our society is sexist, Talisha. So you're gonna have your hands fucking full there.
What are the ramifications or the implications for myself, for my family, my friends, society?
You know, Talisha, I honestly wish more feminists would stop and think about this and the ramifications that they're having on their family members, society as a whole, and the organization they're in. Hell, I'd be satisfied if you feminists would stop and ask if what you were doing was actually beneficial to women.
And I think that's probably a much healthier way of addressing feminism.
Wait, so you think wandering around the world and obsessing and nitpicking every little perceived instance of sexism is a healthy way to quote unquote practice feminism? Okay.
Rather than getting defensive and playing an endless blame game that, doesn't get anyone anywhere and that loses sight of what it's all about.
Yeah, it actually just ends there. She just kind of runs out of steam, peters off, and turns the camera off. I don't understand what she thought she was accomplishing. Talisha, just a word of advice. Next time, actually say something in your video instead of just meandering about verbally for 2 minutes and 38 seconds. Okay, dear? I mean, it's just a thought, just an idea, but actually have a point before you turn the fucking camera on. I know that's a novel concept for you feminists out there, but really, it's probably for the best that you actually organize your thoughts before you click record. Anyway, that's my Wednesday release. I'm keeping it short because I'm working on an update for all this, so I hope you enjoy the content so far, and I will see everybody on Saturday. Goodbye.